you, uh, how do you feel about the perceptions of what is real, what is black? Because to me, this is my personal opinion. I feel like we've allowed media, which really is ultimately rich white people, to create a narrative of what black is,
Right.
whether it's through the music,
Wow.
whether it's through the television,
Mhm.
whether it's through, and working at AMI Kids, I've seen so many kids, they all look the same, whether it's the sagging of the clothes, or everybody want to get the lock their hair up, or everybody want to.
And what is AMI Kids again?
So AMI Kids is Associated Marine Institute. It's
Okay.
a nonprofit organization. We work with troubled youth,
Exactly.
help youth separate from a troubled past. So kids who get in trouble, they get adjudicated, they come to us, and we try to rehabilitate them and get them back. And we have higher recidivism rates, or really lower recidivism rates, and that's what we go off of. But my issue is that so many kids that come in that program, they look the very same. They have they whatever this mold is, right, that they're fitting, it's been given to them. And I asked a kid one time, just talking with him, I was like, all right, let's think about this real quick. I said, how many of y'all, we got 21 kids, how many of y'all listen to rap? Every kid raised their hand up. So 21 kids, like, how many of y'all listen to classical music? Nobody lifted their hand up. I said, think about that. 100% of y'all who are in this program listen to rap. And 100% of people who listen to classical music is not in this program. Think about that. So I think a lot of times
It's deep though.
it is deep, and the way our kids look at things and the way they use their brain, we know that's not developed, and we allow them to be exposed to so many things that probably, or not probably, they're not beneficial to them. If you're talking about selling drugs, you're talking about killing somebody, you're talking about sex before, all these things are not beneficial to a child, but we're allowing it to be played over and over again, reciprocated and repeated. So my thing is, how do you combat this image, right? This imagery that has been given to these young black men and women about who they should be or who they are versus the truth. You know what I'm saying?
Parents gotta take back over their household,
Parents.
bro. I ain't lying.
Yeah.
This is about us letting the kids run. I mean, I ain't gonna say us because I ain't really with it now. My oldest boy, he got a little more pull than these two, because that's a different situation. Like every now and again, I might have to meet him on something. But if he was in my household the whole time, bro, I would have had a different structure. And this is what I'm about to say. We got to get back to straight up telling your kids no about things, man. We feel like we just gonna be a bad parent if we say no. No, it's helpful. No, it's helpful. You want to listen to this song? We hear that song, A lot of parents hear that song and they think it's okay. No, your child is literally taking in everything that song is saying. Everything that song is saying.
Yeah.
We got to be better. We got to put the filters out there. We're not filtering to catch the bad stuff and remove it. Yeah, people like to say, oh, they're going to run into it anyway. Yes, they're going to run into it. But is it the time for them to be exposed to this? Should your child be exposed to this type of music at 12,
Right.
13? You raising a new baby girl, by the way. You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
How does that make you feel about what you going to do with your baby girl down the line? Do you have some things set in your mind already?
Yeah, I mean, I want to definitely make sure I expose her to music, the right kind of music at a young age. Learning to play the piano,
Right.
string instruments, violin and cello, that type of thing. Just classical music, because classical music, piano, as well as string instruments, go hand in hand with mathematical development too. A lot of people don't know that.
Right.
Being able to read music goes hand in hand with the brain development.
Right.
Because reading music is universal.
Yes.
Okay, so no matter what language a person speaks in the world, everybody can read those dots.
Quarter note is a quarter note, baby.
And so that goes hand in hand with, I'm just going to say it might not sound popular, with intelligence.
Right.
So I just want to make sure I expose her to those things at a young age. Gymnastics, running track, I mean, just acting, putting on plays, things like that. Now at the age I'm at now, I have no problem speaking in public. I don't have no problem being in front of people, cameras, public. But when you're young, you shy away from that stuff.
True.
But you don't really have somebody saying, read those lines to me, let me hear you. Smiling in your face. Like, okay, you got that.
Right.
Building that confidence.
Right.
Because, we
It's so
exposed to
important
this.
for a woman, a little lady too, to build that confidence up.
Yeah, Daddy, let me show you this. Well, show me. Let me see.
Yeah,
Instead of being like,
you have
the
the
parents now to be like, just move
Yeah.
up. You bothering me.
Go get your tablet.
You know, yeah. Like, no. Okay, what I'm doing, let me stop what I'm doing. Now show me what you want to show me.
Undivided attention
Okay.
is special.
Okay, you did good. All right. And then they'll get tired of doing the flips and whatever and reading the passage to you that they were reading and go away eventually. But in the meantime, that's what I want to give her the undivided attention. Build that confidence. What we instill in them is what they pour into the world.
Come on.
So if I instill just anger and get out of my face, they become shy, afraid to read when they're in school. Okay, her name. Okay, go ahead and read. You read next, and then you got that person that don't want to read next because they scared or afraid of their reading skills. Man. But no, read to me at home. I instill that your confidence in you when you get to school. You're confident when the teacher calls on you.
Right.
Yes,
because if I can read this to my daddy, I dang sure can read it in front of other people.
Sir. And man, you just hit something on the head. And that's why it's so important that we get our community back together, because if the next little lady doesn't have a daddy, man, I can offer up 15, 20, 30 minutes. I mean, like, you know what I mean? If the next little boy doesn't have a daddy, man, what is it to me to say, hey, show me what you're working on?
Right.
Hey, if you take this and do that, because we have so much knowledge. Look at all the places you've been. Look at all the places you've been. Look at all the places I've been. 3 of us in one room have such a vast amount of knowledge that it's nothing for us to help a child. And I want us to, of course I want us to do a lot of things, but if we just start by doing the things that we really see we need to do, man, just a little bit more, everybody, man, things will change so much. Things will just upgrade, bro. Like, we walk past a kid and we like, oh, I ain't gonna say nothing, because it is. I'm not gonna lie to you. It's a rough spot because you can't talk to anybody's child.
To approach nowadays,
right? You can't just talk to anybody's child.
I had the luxury of being at AMI Kids and being able to be in that target group, but they were there. They had to be there, and so just so happens that was my skill set, and I was able to impart. But I think you're absolutely right, and I think the bigger problem is the way we invest our time, the way we invest our money really gets our results. And I'm being honest, I noticed that a lot of ways that we've invested have been to our detriment. You know what I mean? I was talking to my boy the other day, who's been in my yard, and I said one of the biggest problems with men is we invest so much time in women. We invest so much energy in women, and half the time it's not even positive. It's to the negative. It's to the arguments and the chasing. And I said we could have spent that time equally invested in other men, like talking to your partner, encouraging your partner, building with your partner. A lot of times we as men go lock ourselves in like these little bubbles and just suffer alone, and we never reach back out to another man and say, hey bro, is you okay? Yeah, can I help you fix your car this week? Bro. I bet if we tackle that wall together, it'd take less time. You're right. We don't do that, and we have to get back to, as men, invested in ourselves. Because what I noticed, the women, they do that. Like, the women have conversations with 4 or 5 women. They go 4 or 5, sit down at the bar and drink and do all that stuff. They got picnics, they go on, they got book clubs. And only time we get together is we what? Looking for another woman to invest in. Like, bro, come meet the bar so I can find a girl to throw my money away to, and then go argue with my girl back home for doing that. So I think we got to get better with investing our time with other men in positive ways, and invest our time with kids and even our money. Like, we don't have to be consumers all the time. We don't have to just throw our money away, because whether you like the shirt or not, once you buy it, it's trash. You know, you diminish that value. And the moment you spent that value, if it's a $20 shirt, you bought it, it's not a $20 shirt no more. I don't care if you go back and put it on eBay. You're not getting retail price. You've diminished the value of that. So we have to do better and invest in our time so that we get growth, and invest in our money the same way. What
do you think, D? What's a good start? I mean, we've tried some programs. We getting the gym back together. Is there anything you ever thought about in your mind that you feel like would work for kids? Like, anything that's not out yet? Something that you think would help? It could be the community in Columbia or Buford.
Yeah, just like you said, with the gym thing, it's just a hub. We need a hub. Yeah. We need a hub. A hub for adults and kids. Like with the Green Street Gym thing. Is, if we can make that a hub again, just adults and children go there. I mean, things to do for the kids, things to do for the adults. I mean, adults need classes too. That's just big, because you're an adult doesn't mean you don't need classes. I mean, you can do anything from, some computer classes, to photography classes, to
Right.
writing
Said
classes,
public speaking
to
too.
public speaking.
It's
I mean,
you can get a job, know how to talk to somebody.
Adults need kickball games.